Hello, Christian Academy. It's Dr. Shell here again. And I got last week, I got to pop in during chapel on Tuesday with kindergarten classes. And I got to see what it was like to have chapel right there in your classroom. And I went to Miss Passafum's class, and we had a great time. And I want to thank them for the way they worshiped, the way they got into the songs and the pledges, and even closed with the Lord's Prayer, and they did it from memory. I'm really impressed. And then I popped in on all the other kindergartners, and I got to meet them. So, hey, kindergartners, Dr. Shell here. I'm glad I got to meet you guys last week. It's been so sad for me because when I do chapel, I'm at home. I'm in my basement here. I use a green screen behind me so that I can put some kind of cool background so that it looks interesting. But pretty much, I'm just sitting in my basement and I'm recording these, and I'm feeling sad. And somebody told the kindergartners that I really like Lego, and I want to show you. I actually I have a little classroom that makes me think of Miss Passafum's class that I got to be in last week. And so I put this right up here above my camera so that I can sort of think about actually talking to those children, and so that I feel like that at least there's somebody listening and there's somebody here, so I don't feel like I'm all by myself. So last week we talked about Hebrew. Remember, we learned God's name, Yahweh, in Hebrew. And today we are going to talk about Greek. Oh no, I'm still here. Oh, here I am. So in the Old Testament was written in Hebrew, and the New Testament was written in Greek. And so we're going to learn some Greek letters. I got my handy-dandy tiny chalkboard and my gigantic piece of chalk, and I'm going to just write a little Greek on here for you. So these are two Greek letters. Alpha is the first one, alpha, and omega, alpha and omega. And these are the first and the last letters in the Greek alphabet. The Greek language uses a different alphabet than we use. And it's a very interesting language, and someday I think you should study it. So let's all say together, alpha and omega. And today, and really to understand today's lesson, we have to understand what we call alphabetical order, alphabetizing, or maybe sometimes you say ABC order. So here's what I want you to do today. I want you to, in just a moment, pause this video, and teachers, I want you to do one of two things. If you have little ones, I want you to talk to them about ABC order. Maybe talk to them about the roll that you use and how that it goes from last name A through last name Z, and it includes everybody in your class. So I want you to just talk to them a little bit, maybe read off the roll and explain to them why it's in that order. Now, older kids, if you want to take a minute and maybe go ahead and put yourselves in ABC order by last name or by first name, however your teacher wants to do it. So I want you to pause the video and go ahead and get up out of your seats if it's okay with your teachers, and I want you to put yourself in alphabetical order. And then when you're done with that, go back to your seats and then turn the video back on. So I'm going to pause this while you take a break. Okay, so I guess you're back now. So either you put yourself in ABC order. Was it crazy? Was it hard to do? Was it difficult? Or maybe you older kids, it's like old hat, like you know how to do it. In fact, maybe you even know from doing it so often which order you go in anyway. And you little kids, I guess you learned that when your teacher names off your names in the roll, there's a reason that it goes in that order. When you do the lunch count, maybe you always wonder, why does it always go in the same order? And that's because it's alphabetized. Now, the reason that's important for today's lesson is because as we talk about alpha and omega, we need to understand how the alphabet works. So I'm going to be reading from my Bible here in the book of Revelation, which is the last book in the Bible, chapter 1, verse 17 through 18. And this is John having a vision, and he sees Jesus. This is after Jesus has died and he's resurrected and he's in heaven, and John has a vision and he sees Jesus in heaven. And Jesus says to him, Do not be afraid. I am the first and the last. I am the Alpha. I am the Omega. I am the living one. I was dead, and behold, I am alive forevermore. Did you catch that? I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. Now, in the days of the Bible, this was a way to say it includes everything. To say Alpha and Omega meant everything. Just like we say, from A to Z, we mean everything. Or if I tell you that I read this book from cover to cover, I mean I read the whole book. And I didn't just read the cover and then this cover and then say, oh, I read the whole book. No. If I say I read it cover to cover, I mean everything in between. So when Jesus says, I am the Alpha and the Omega, he means he's everything. Jesus is everything to us. When we began our life, when we were born, until the very end of our life, when we go to be with God in heaven forever, if we're a believer in Jesus Christ, from beginning to end, Jesus is everything to us. And so he includes everything. And so we want to make sure that we give Jesus everything in our lives, from the moment we wake up and we take a breath till the end of our day when we go to sleep, that he is the Alpha and the Omega of our entire day, our entire life. So this week, I want you to be thinking about what it means to be the Alpha and the Omega, to be everything, and allowing Christ to fill our lives, and thank God that he was from the beginning to the end, and he's everything in between, so that we can give ourselves completely to him. We can believe and know that Jesus is everything in our lives. So thank you again, kindergartners, for letting me come visit. And this week I hope to, I'm in one of the first grade classrooms, get a chance to meet my first grade friends. So God bless you, and I will talk to you next week.